G'day, Tin here at Kaon. We're at the back of a Prado 150, and today we're going to be installing the stainless steel rear door table. Now, no need to be too afraid of installing this, really easy to do. What you'll need is a drill, cordless drill with a 3mm drill bit, your standard sockets and spanners, and some Allen wrenches. Now, the first thing to do is to actually install the side brackets that hold the table up. So we'll unpack this rear door table and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, we've got two brackets, a left and a right. Now we position these brackets to have, it's roughly about a 3mm gap, an even gap all the way around. So what I like to do, I'll get that gap nice and even, about 3mm, and just mark the middle of these slots here, because we're going to drill a 3mm hole right in the middle. These are slotted, so it gives you a little bit of adjustment, so you don't have to be perfect. So we'll do that for both sides, and then we'll drill these marks out with a 3mm drill bit. Now we've got these self-tapping screws specifically for plastic. You can see they're very coarse thread. Got the washer as well. Now with these ones here, you don't want to tighten them too hard because you just strip the plastic. But because it's got such a coarse thread, they're very strong. So we'll go ahead and install that now. It's an 8mm socket. I've just put it on a screwdriver handle so I don't over torque it. Now we just want to loosely attach these, because we're going to adjust it later on as well. So that's one. Go grab a couple more. Try to get that gap nice and even, gives you a good starting point, but we can adjust that later once we've got the door on. Okay. And the other side. Okay, next step is to unwrap the table and install the hinge bolts in the side and adjust it all up. Now we've got the table sort of in position. Now it's important with the bolt, so we've got the M8 stainless steel button head. You want to put the washer in between the table and the bracket and then pass that through, and then with a stainless steel nylock nut, and I'll loosely just install that so that it holds that in place. We'll go do that to the other side as well. So this is why we wanted to keep the brackets loose, so that we can adjust for the width of the table. Now we'll tighten these hinge bolts up. Now you want them snug but not too tight. So we'll go grab a spanner and our Allen head Allen key, and we'll tighten those ones up. Now that you've got the hinge bolts in, it's probably best to actually attach these retainer ropes before we go tighten it up. So the way that works is this rope goes up into this hole here, and we're just going to weave it under and over. But before we do that, we just get it roughly level, and we can adjust these later. So under, over, under, over. And if you're a bit paranoid that it's going to let go, you could always tie a knot, but I've always had no issues with that. We'll do this other side. And this allows you to easily adjust it on the go, just in case you're parked on a slope or something like that. Now we want to tighten up these hinge bolts. Now open 13mm spanner and an Allen key. And I just want to snug these up, not too firm, but you want to make it take up all the gap there. And we'll do both sides first, and then we'll test to see how it feels. So we want to test to see that that's not too tight. You don't want it too tight, but you don't want it too loose. So just have a feel for that and make sure it's nice and smooth. And if needed, just nip them up a little bit more or loosen them off if it's too tight. But that feels quite good. Yep, happy with that. Now that the door's in place, we can adjust the gaps on these brackets here. Just even them up now that you've got the door in place. And just want to tighten these up. Now remember, just nice and firm. You can feel it's nice and firm. Don't over tighten, don't need to over tighten. Get this one as well. These little things here to stop the door from rattling when you're on the roads. It feels nice and strong. Okay, last thing to do is actually to put the little bungee buttons on here. We've upgraded the bungee buttons now to make it easy to use, but before we do that, we want to peel off the plastic. So let's go. This is the satisfying bit if you can get it off in one go. Nice brushed finish underneath. And this is 316 stainless steel as well, so food grade. Beautiful. Okay. Now, we've got these bungee buttons for the elastic cord to go around. We've got some little M5 stainless steel bolts, and we're going to secure that with a nylock. So this is just long enough to poke through, so it doesn't make too much of a sort of protrusion. We'll get that one on that one, and another one on the other side. Okay, grab a 8mm socket and a Allen key, and just tighten that up. Nice and snug. And that's it. And the elastic cord goes around and holds it in place. So you might be wondering why there's all these extra leftover bolts and nuts. We've supplied these because if you're a bit paranoid or want to just make sure that these brackets are going to hold in place, you can install a bolt and a washer and a nylock nut in behind it, but you're going to have to remove the trim to do that. So if you're inclined to do that, that's an extra bit of security. But having said that, we've had people put up to 30 or 40 kilos on these tables with the self-locking with the self-tapping screws, so quite confident that they'll do the job. And we're all done. So stainless steel rear door table for the Prado 150, really easy to use, great for quick lunches or propping up your laptop or something like that. We've got the little bumpers here to stop it from rattling, so nice and quiet on the rough roads. Really quick and easy to pack away as well.